Atomic Habits is one of my favorite productivity books, and I just reread it in order to apply it better as a musician in my day-to-day tasks and my long-term visions. So let me tell you how I use all the things that I learned from this amazing book in my life as a singer and a music producer. One of the first points that I want to talk about in this book that helped me change my outlook was putting identity over output. So instead of putting goals like views and streams and the money that you make, try to shift it to identity goals. For example, putting it to I am a consistent music creator. What that means is a lot of things. I'm not currently bound to these goals which are not in my control. For example, releasing my music does not ensure that it will receive a certain number of views or that amount of streams as well. But what I can control is the number of songs that I can put out, the number of content pieces that I can put out per song, and a number of people I can reach out to as a music creator. This also shifts your entire mindset to showing up on the desk, creating music, even on those days when you're not really inspired to make music. Even on those days, because you're a consistent music creator, you will just sit on the desk and do whatever it takes to go through that half an hour or 1 hour of music making. So don't wait to feel like a musician. Act like a musician, and then the identity will follow. Okay, the next point that really shocked me when I read it, it's almost in the beginning of the book, is that doing 1% better every day leads to you being 37 times better over a year. And conversely, being 1% worse every single day leads you to be at percent of your original ability by the end of the year. Now, this compounding effect of your habits can be used to your benefit in all the things that you're doing as a musician. If you're a singer, apply this to your singing skills. Make yourself at least 1% better. Learn that one long lick, or learn how to extend your range. Learn how to use your head voice more effectively or your chest voice. Learn how to project. There's a ton of things that you still might not be understanding in singing, so it's always worth it to spend some time understanding how you can be better at your skill. Same goes for music production. There's a lot of softwares, a lot of plugins, a lot of techniques to understand, and it's the same case with the audience building as well. Once you start focusing on which kind of audience you want to attract and making your steps towards that perfect target audience, it gets way easier to attract the right kind of people to your specific content. Also, as we stated in the first point, apply this to your music creation in terms of creating something, no matter how minuscule you feel it is, for every single day, because no matter how you're doing it, these small incremental efforts that you're putting in your music making are going to give the right returns very soon. Now, the third point that really made a difference in my whole workflow is reduce friction in whatever is the habit that you want to do every single day. Now, how do you reduce friction? Is by eliminating all those things that cause you hurdles and time to get started on that habit, and increasing those favorable things so that you get motivated to do those habits every single day. The positive things to make you go for it even faster are things like habit tracking, tracking out how many days you have been composing that song and just ticking it off. I never really believed in these sorts of habit tracking methods, but now it's an urge to put a tick on every single day for my music making. So that urge of finishing those ticks makes me want to jump onto my DAW and start creating music every single day. In terms of reducing friction as a music producer, there are a ton of things that you can do. One, save templates in your DAW so that you can reuse and reopen them easily with all the settings that you normally know you require to start off a project. Second, keep your vocal chains and your effect chains ready so that you can just load up those presets very quickly on your vocal tracks or your instrument tracks and not spend a lot of time making those vocal tracks every single time. Third, in your template, keep all those instruments that you know you're going to use already loaded. Maybe a simple drum kit and a piano or something more than that as well. Fourth, reduce friction by reducing your distractions. So keep your phone somewhere else other than your work desk, because this desk is too sacred to keep your phone and your distractions on all the time. For important messages, you can always check your WhatsApp web on your browsers if needed, or just check your phone every single hour if you do think you're gonna get some important calls or messages. Also, one more thing which you can do is keep your instruments readily accessible by having guitar stands nearby to keep your guitars, a piano just a drawer away, so that you don't spend time thinking about how you're gonna set up those instruments when that time to execute that habit comes on. You know, as a freelancer, we all face those ups and downs. When the work is amazing and you get those gigs, you feel amazing, you feel motivated to do every single thing. But when those gigs stop coming, when you're no longer having those freelance opportunities, you tend to feel pretty down and don't know how to get back up other than just to randomly finding work. That's when these habits kick in. Because another thing which I ingrained from the book is you don't rise to the level of your motivation. You fall down to the level of your habits. So no matter what happens, you keep on doing that 1% extra and slowly going for that long-term growth rather than hitting that jackpot. So for me as well, especially on the down days, music started feeling less like something I had to do and more like my way of life, because my identity was a consistent music creator. So if you're a musician struggling with consistency, I would highly recommend for you to pick up this book and give it a go. Also, let me know in the comments, what's one habit that you would like to build as a musician or a music producer this year? And watch the rest of the videos on our channel, Music in Progress, because this is about sustainable career growth as a musician and not overnight hacks. See you next time.